My name is Joanne Phoa. I am a certified Iyengar yoga teacher in Toronto, Canada. Today I'd like to explore Bharadvajasana I. It's a seated spinal twist. It's a pose with many benefits. However, the classical pose may not be accessible to all. Let me show you what the classical pose looks like. So here, I'm going to be doing Bharadvajasana I where I'm turning to the right. So my feet are swung on to the left. My left foot is in Virasana where the left leg is on top. Now, so to come into Bharadvajasana I take my right hand above my left elbow so I can be in the bind. And then I turn to the right. I reach the left arm outside my right knee and I come back up. So Bharadvajasana I. There's two head positions. First you can turn to look back over the right shoulder. And then you can also turn forward to look over the left shoulder, and this actually deepens the twist. Okay, so that's classical Bharadvajasana I. So if you have a look at my hips, actually, they're slightly uneven. Generally, I don't do this pose on the floor. I usually will put a small blanket support for that reason. The other issue I find very much with my students is some of them can't get into this pose because they can't bend their knees to the side. Binding the arms behind may also be not accessible to a lot of students because their shoulders are stiff or tight. So let me show you some variations. First, we'll try just using a bolster. So here, I'm going to sit at just the very tip of the bolster, and this time I'm going to turn to my left. So again, my feet are swung on to the right side now. Just the left buttocks is up. Can you see now that my sacrum is nicely lifted by this bolster edge? Now, instead of binding, I'm going to reach my left hand to catch the back of the bolster, bend the arms to deepen the twist. So this is Bharadvajasana I, using a bolster to even out the hips and to use the back of the bolster to turn. Again, you can turn the head back and then look over the right shoulder. So that's the bolster variation. Now, while that was a little gentler on the knees, for some students that still may not be accessible. So let me show you a version that's on the chair and a bolster. Now, if you don't have a bolster and you only have a chair, you can place a blanket or you can sit directly on the chair. I will show you some of the benefits of seating high on a chair. So here, my sacrum is really lifted by this bolster. If I remove it, even when I'm trying, it is not as lifted. I'm slightly sinking back here. So when you place a bolster, it really helps to lift the sacrum. Okay. The block here is optional, and I suggest a soft block if you have one, between the knees. This will help stabilize the hips. So here, if I reach my arms all the way up before turning, my spine remains tall, I turn. Now I'm turning to the right again. I push with my right hand the chair back away, and I pull with my left hand the chair back towards me to deepen the twist. This is Bharadvajasana I, using a chair, bolster, and a block. It's an excellent way to get a spinal twist. It's accessible to nearly most students. All right. I hope you enjoyed those adaptations and you'll give them a try. If you enjoyed this video and you want to suggest another pose that I can help break down some adaptations for you, please let me know. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.